Hello again. Well, we're getting down to those last couple weeks before season. I got a countdown clocks on my website, counting down when archery opens up at a few of the spots where I'm going to be hunting archery this year. I'm getting really excited, getting my gear prepped, my stands. And as I was going through that, I was packing my pack out, and I wanted to share with you some of the calls that I put in my backpack when I'm deer hunting. Now, we all know about grunt calls. Those are common. Deer cans, those are something we can use a lot of. I picked up a large one. I'm going to try that out this year. Haven't used that. Rattle bags or just artificial antlers or a real pair of antlers for rattling. That's another good thing that we can use. We're all familiar with that, so I'm not going to get into that. What I do want to talk about is I bring my turkey call when I go deer hunting. Now you may think, what good's a turkey call going to do you when you're hunting deer? So let me back up and let you know how I started to think about this and why I do use it. Now when I'm out sitting in my stand, I was listening to the natural sounds that I hear in the woods. Every so often you will hear some deer. You'll hear them blow when they're getting out of the beds right at last light. Sometimes you'll catch a grunt or some doe bleats out there. But what I hear most of is turkeys. Now, it's usually just a couple turkeys walking down a fire break, just putting along. But this is a common sound out there. And so I began to think, if I'm a deer on edge with the sudden rash of hunters at the opening day coming into the woods, where am I going to want to go looking for safety and security? Well, if I hear a turkey nearby, that's going to clue me in that that must be a safe area over there. Deer and turkey, we've seen this either on our trail cameras or shows or just out there sitting in the woods. Deer and turkey will congregate together. Deer have the nose and the ears. Turkeys have the eyesight. They cover all the bases just to keep them as a group very safe. So I'll go ahead and use my turkey call. Now, it's not spring gobbler season. We're just going to a couple turkeys putting down a fire break. That's all we want to mimic. And I'll usually just do this for maybe 5-10 minutes. You just hear it for a while. Just something just to make natural sounds of the woods. And it'll just be some little putting. It's just simple. Things that you hear out in the woods, just mimic those as well. You don't have to get into any hard gobbles or anything like that. Maybe even a little, just some little chirps there. Anything like that. All you're looking to do is just make the woods around you sound as natural, safe, and secure to a deer, and hopefully that'll increase your odds of them coming in on you. Now, I took this a step further even because before first light and when I get out to my stand an hour before shooting times, you're not going to hear turkeys. They're up in the roost. Same thing with that last hour, hour and a half before dusk. Turkeys are heading to their roost. They're not just going to be casually putting along. So I decided that during those times, I'd try out an owl call. This is by Primos. It works really well. I'll play back a little bit of owl hoot for you. It's a good call, works really well. On a couple occasions, I've even had owls come in and fly right in next to me in the stand. This one was about 10 feet higher in elevation in a tree 15 feet away, just hung out with me all morning. And what I'll do with that is, once I get settled into my stand, I'll give a couple hoots on the owl call. Once again, this is just natural sounds that you're going to hear in the woods. In the evening, as that sun starts to go down, that last 30 minutes, not a lot of things moving around, I might hit the owl call as well. Something that I like to use these calls for is if I accidentally bump something in my stand, maybe I accidentally banged my bow into a limb or a stand themselves, this is when I'll pull out one of these calls at the appropriate time of day, depending when it is, and then just if a deer's been alerted by that sound, maybe they're just going to think, oh, that was just a turkey banging into something. That was just a turkey in the bush. Or if it's right at dusk, okay, that's just an owl getting up, starting to move around. These are natural sounds to them. And it just gives them an idea of maybe it wasn't a hunter, it's just something else that they're accustomed to. It's natural sounds. So just wanted to share that with you. Just a little few pointers on something else you can do Occupy some time. I like to sit long all-day hunts, especially during archery. It'll help pass the time for you, kill out some of that boredom. It also keeps you from overusing your grunt call or your bleat can too much. Gives just natural sounds of the woods. Hopefully it'll increase your chances of having a deer come by you. Good luck out there. A few weeks away.